A month later, Tom was penniless. He was so poor that he couldn't even pay his heating bill. Tom had to wrap his body in blankets to protect himself from the cold. That day, Tom was approached by his former coworker. When he entered the room, he was shocked by the stench and the filth. He didn't realize how far he'd fallen in a few months, but Tom said that it was all temporary, and that he'd be fine when he got his welfare money. After chatting for a while, his coworkers decided to invite him to eat something, but Tom refused. At this point, he has no desire to socialize. After kicking out his coworker, Tom returned to his disheveled life again. He used to write 6 words in 3 days, but with the help of the homeless, he couldn't even find a pen. Now he's a total bum, and he hadn't received the money he'd been waiting for. To make matters worse, the electricity in his house was out of order. It was only then that Tom realized his mistake. At the age of 35, he fell to his knees and cried. It was easy to see that he was already regretting his mistake. Then the homeless man came through the door. Now he had shaved off his beard and was dressed like a successful man. In just a few months, their identities had changed. The hobo pulls out his wallet and gives Tom $40 because he's now got a pretty good job and a whole new life of his own. At this point in their lives, the homeless man had one last plan, and that was to invade Tom's house. He decided to take a hot shower and enjoy his new life. But as soon as he stepped into the shower, Tom's girlfriend arrived at the apartment. Seeing Tom on the floor in a filthy mess, his girlfriend didn't mind him. She gently encouraged him to pull himself together. At this point, Tom also recognized the reality, said he should not listen to the words of the homeless man all day to do those unrealistic daydreams. But before Tom could finish, his girlfriend interrupted him.
There is no Mig.
What?
Mig doesn't exist. You've invented him to cope with what's been happening.
No, I haven't.
Where is he then? Show him to me.
Tom doesn't believe it. He'd spent so much time with the homeless man. In order to prove that it's not his imagination, Tom decides to take his girlfriend to see the homeless man. But when he pushes open the bathroom door, there's no one there. His girlfriend tells him that there was never any hobo in the first place. It's just a fantasy he's created to escape reality. She tells Tom it's time to get back to normal. He had to get the hobo out of his head. And with that, she turned and left. But as soon as she left, the homeless man appeared behind the door.
Everything all right, Tom?
Tom didn't respond, but there was a look of determination in his eyes. A few days later, Tom's room was clean and tidy. He was back to his handsome self. The homeless man was nowhere to be seen. If you think the story ends here, you're wrong. Then came the biggest twist of all. The doorbell rang. Tom opened the door. It turned out to be a coworker who stopped by to check on him. The coworker was very happy to see Tom back on track, but Tom said it was all his girlfriend's fault. Without her encouragement, it would have been hard for him to get out of his predicament. After that, he asked his girlfriend to meet his colleague, but after searching the whole room, Tom couldn't find his girlfriend, but the coworker looks horrified.
Tom, she was just here.
The coworker told Tom that his girlfriend had died in a car accident a few months ago.
I know you loved her very much, but it's time to let her go, Tom. She saved me. She saved me from Mig. Yeah, don't blame.
My coworker walked into the bathroom and turned blue with fear because there was a body in the tub. The body was the homeless man, but Tom said that it was just a fantasy, that it wasn't real. Tom then went to make his coworker a cup of coffee as if nothing had happened. This is the end of the story. Many of you may still not get it, but if you look closely at the details of the movie, it's not hard to find out the truth. Have you noticed that there are many mirrors in Tom's room? No matter it's his colleagues, Tom himself or the homeless man, they've all been reflected in the mirrors. Only Tom's girlfriend doesn't appear. The real truth is that Tom was suffering from severe depression because he couldn't accept the reality after his girlfriend's death. That's when he met the homeless man who was trying to take over Tom's house. What the homeless man didn't realize was that he was messing with a schizophrenic. It wasn't until he saw Tom talking to his girlfriend in the bathroom that the hobo realized something was wrong with him, because in his eyes, Tom was talking to himself.
Everything all right, Tom?
But by then it was too late. Tom listened to his girlfriend and took the tramp as his fantasy. So Tom drowned the homeless man in the bathroom.